Hello and welcome back to episode 4 of Universi-Tea. I'm your host, Kevin Kaufman.
I'm Harry Fletcher.
And this week we went to American University, and I really enjoyed this episode. We interviewed my friend Sienna and a bunch of her friends who she just very kindly allowed us to interview. And, I think that this episode was really interesting. Sienna told us a lot about the differences in wealth among students at American and like how that actually affected her time there. Like it's not exactly easy to Uber every single night into the heart of DC, yet like a lot of time that's how you get to the nightlife at American. She also told us some of the lingo, like what wonk means and more. So I think this is a really fun interview, so go ahead, give it a listen. Learn how them schools be with Universi-Tea. Tea time with Kevin and Harry. Welcome, Sienna. Welcome to the podcast. Welcome to Universi-Tea.
Oh my gosh!
Here, clink with us.
Oh my gosh!
Clink.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Yay!
I know, right?
Okay.
It's tea time with Kevin and Harry. Oh my god! Did you just spill it?
Dude!
Wait, where did this spill?
Like fucking! Oh my god!
Before we were rudely interrupted by Harrison. Welcome to the podcast, Sienna.
Thank
this
you.
is Universi-Tea.
Amazing.
So we were just, we just got here. We were wandering around DC, and I guess the first question we had in the car is like, is this? We can't really tell. Is this like a campus or is this in the middle of DC? I mean, I know it's in the middle of DC, but is it a campus? Or
it's a campus.
It is.
Well, okay, so not all the buildings are confined in the one like main campus area that we're on right now.
So somewhere in the middle or something?
Yeah, so like you parked at Katzen Art Center, which is like across the street, but this area is like the main campus. It's actually an arboretum.
A what?
Not to flex. Oh. Well, okay. Basically, it's like a plant-friendly place.
Oh.
So, like, there's a lot of different plant species and whatever, and it smells like cow poop sometimes because they're fertilizing. It's really fun.
Gotcha. So the cow poop smell is actually a pro of American University because it's a good thing
that's
for the
why I
environment.
applied. I wanted to smell like a cow's butt wherever I walked.
Yes.
Oh, my God. Actually, though, earlier this semester, it was like 2 weeks. It just smelled so bad
like
everywhere you went because people would smell like it too, and you're like, it was just so bad. Anyway, okay.
On tours, what the f is that smell? Like, no, it's really good for the environment.
No, literally, there were
yay.
tours walking around, and I was like, they're not applying. They're just not. What was I saying? Oh, so there's the main campus. There's that Katzen building.
Yeah.
You just gag?
No, it's just really hot.
Wow, Harry's really he's spilled tea already. He's
Anyway.
There's also another building in Spring Valley,
Yeah.
DC, which is the Spring Valley building. It's an education school.
Is that like
thing.
much further off?
No, it's just like only 10 minutes down from Katzen.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
So everything's kind of close. And then there's also the Washington College of Law and the Greenberg Theater, which are more into Tenleytown, but also very close. Like it's a 20-minute walk from here.
Is that like how close is this stuff to the heart of DC? Like,
well, what do you mean the heart? Of
maybe
DC?
the scene
like
of DC, like
downtown?
Adams Morgan or something. Like.
Oh, like we're pretty far from downtown.
Yes.
But like Tenleytown is very close. It's like like a 20-minute walk, 10-minute drive. And then like Woodley Park and Adams Morgan, like you said, is like also fairly close.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and Tenleytown has the metro, so it's like you can go wherever.
Oh yeah. And there are buses, right? That went,
there's the Wonk bus.
Oh yeah.
Everyone has so many jokes about it.
Because it is called the Wonk
like,
bus.
hit me, and like it's not funny. Okay,
Wait, what?
It's not funny. Because there's the whole thing. American's so expensive. Like there's no hiding how expensive this school is.
Yeah.
And they try to get you on like literally everything.
Gotcha.
They're like, oh, you're coming for like a sick visit? Pay $20. It's like, okay.
Heal me, please.
Literally, they're like, let me look at you, tell you you're fine, and then you need to pay $20.
Yeah.
It's like,
pay me
what if I have
$20?
strep? Like,
and I'm gonna tell you to go to CVS and get some Advil.
Literally. Yeah. So they try to get money from you like at literally every turn.
Yeah.
So people are like, Wonk bus, hit me, and if you didn't know what Wonk is, it's no backwards. And it's our unofficial mascot.
Oh,
anyway,
wow.
It's not.
The Wonk.
Wait,
Okay.
AU people are called like wonks. If you hear that, it's just stupid.
It sounds like
it's the fact that we know
the
a
British
lot.
slang term wanker.
You wonka.
You wonka? You feel like wonka?
There's also, on the subject of wonk,
Yeah.
there's this unofficial mascot.
Yeah.
So our official mascot's Claude Z. Eagle.
What?
Exactly. It's just a weird cartoonish eagle.
Okay.
His name is Claude, but not like Claude, like with the AUDE. Like no, it's like Claude.
Oh, like
with the hand.
scrape,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's our official mascot, and then our unofficial is Wonk Cat.
Gotcha.
Which is this cat that lives on campus that everyone loves or wants to murder. It's really
an
weird.
Actual cat?
Yeah, it's just a cat that lives on campus, and its
like
house.
a stray cat or a?
Well, it's kind of been adopted by the school, sort of. But like, it has a house. They moved it recently for some reason.
Has a house?
I don't know why.
What?
Yeah, like a little like baby house.
Oh.
And yeah, it's so weird. Either people love Wonk Cat, or they are like, I will kill it.
Oh
it's
my
like
God.
it's so weird. Like you can't find any in between.
Is it a very like interactive cat? Does it like?
Yeah, like you can pet it sometimes. I would not because ew, outdoor cat. I'm not touching that. But whatever. It's cute. I'm like, okay, Wonk Cat, yay. But some people are like, I hate Wonk Cat. I want to kill it. And I'm like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah,
anyway.
Wonk Cat's just trying to have a good time.
Literally.
Just like the students at American. But I think they hate Wonk Cat because you know what? It's getting by with free tuition, which is fucking
literally
right?
it's free housing too.
Free housing,
the whole
that's the
house
thing.
to itself.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Speaking of housing, like you're in the dorms right now, right? So
the Leto.
where are the crackheads?
Where are they?
Yeah.
I would if I had to take a guess.
I like how you had an answer to that. I didn't
I would
actually
say
expect an answer.
let's terrace. Terrace is the basement floor.
Oh wow.
It's not technically a basement. They have windows, but it's the lowest floor, and I would consider it a basement. I would say the crackheads live on Let's Terrace because it's the creepiest place ever. It's like this, but like weirder and darker. And I saw people running around like giggling, and I was like, "What is happening?" It was so weird. I was like, "Okay."
Oh my god, that does sound very odd.
Yeah.
Like it's the underground of Stranger Things or whatever it's called, the Upside Down. Yeah.
It was weird. I was putting posters up for the show I was in, and I was down there, and I'm like, I don't want to be here. I need to leave. Like literally, it was so weird. It was really weird.
Do you have to interact with like DC townies very often? Like people that live in DC, do you see them often?
I mean, it's not like you're gonna have to talk to them. They're just like some people will just be like walking their dog on campus, and it's like whatever.
Okay.
Like no one's gonna make like trouble.
Yeah, like hey.
Yeah, no, and like this is like a safe area too. Like even like if you go to Tenleytown, like in my opinion, some people here are weird and they're like, you know, rich and they see like a homeless person, they're like, oh my god, I'm gonna get robbed. Like literally, this one girl, oh my god, she's like, my friends refuse to go on the metro. I'm like, what do you mean refuse to go on the metro? We have these cards, the up asses.
Is it free passes to the metro? Damn, seriously?
The up asses.
Up ass.
That let us
that is
go on the
awesome.
metro for free.
Wow.
And people are scared. And I'm like, there's nothing to be afraid of.
Yeah.
Okay? Like, really.
That's probably from people that aren't from around here, right?
Yeah, no.
Because I was about to say, like, everybody.
Red line is fine.
Yeah.
I've been through the entire. It's fine.
Yeah.
People who are, like, you're not going to go to the areas that are actually, like.
Yeah. Are there a lot of kids that aren't from, like, the area here? Is it like.
Weirdly, there's a lot of people from New Jersey. Don't know why.
Huh.
Specifically New Jersey. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Is it small, this campus? Like.
Yeah. People say, like, you will always, like, know someone that your friend knows or whatever. Or, like you know what I mean?
Gotcha, yeah.
Like, you might not know everyone, but, like, you'll know someone that someone knows. And that's how you'll become, like, friends.
Okay,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? Like.
Is the number one thing to do here, like, go out into DC and explore and, like, go to clubs or something?
Yeah, my opinion. The clubs that you can get into when you're 18 are not going to be the good ones, right?
Yeah, we heard that at Towson, too.
Like, it's just... I mean, I went to the club once.
Yeah.
Been to a couple concerts, and a big thing here is night monumenting.
What's
so you
that?
like go to
the monuments
at night.
Yeah.
You just chill, like walk around, which is fun.
Really? Do kids go crazy up there though? I mean.
Yeah. It depends.
That
It
is
depends on who you
interesting.
go with. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. Yeah, but it's like a thing. It's like, oh, let's go night monumenting.
Yeah,
That's something you can only get here.
Literally,
I feel like.
it was more of a thing like at the beginning of the year when it wasn't too cold.
Yeah.
And like people were still getting to know people, and they were like, "Let's go night monumenting," and then you could like talk, and then Frat parties people go to.
Yeah.
Though.
Have you been to one?
Yeah, mostly the one that I have friends in.
Gotcha.
Been like twice.
How was it?
3 times. 3 times.
Wow, how was it?
It's fun because like they're the frat that's like, if you see some suspicious behavior, tell us and we'll kick the people out.
Oh,
And
nice.
they're all
Okay,
like
yeah.
nice people in that
Gotcha.
frat.
Yeah.
It's not like.
Is it Greek life school?
Not really. I mean, they do have it.
Yeah.
But it's more like professional or like low key. Like it's not like there are like the couple of them that are the like ones that you should avoid.
Yeah.
But no, it's not like a huge presence.
And now to interrupt the interview for a moment, we decided to go out and interview Americans' nightlife, aka DC itself.
For this segment, we just walked around the streets of DC and we talked to anybody and everybody who was willing to talk to us. We got some really interesting stories. Some of them really graphic. Honestly, I don't know if they're going to be included. I'll have to listen to see, but let's get into it. Okay, so what's the craziest thing you've seen in DC?
So about 3 months ago, I was actually leaving an NA meeting, and this guy was trying to sell us drugs.
Yeah.
My friend got an attitude about it. The guy who was trying to sell us drugs ended up pushing my friend. One thing led to another. The guy pulled a knife out. My friend put his hand up, and he got stabbed through his hand and then sliced like on the side of his neck.
Yeah.
And this was down in Georgetown, so we had Georgetown shut down for like 6 hours.
You were with him?
Wow.
Yeah.
Was that
I was covered in his blood. I have pictures of it.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Cop cars everywhere, I assume. Like,
Cop cars, ambulance, fire trucks, everything. Yeah.
Well, other than y'all crazy kids coming in for the holidays, all drinking, and for some weird reason, y'all get some beer in you, you always take your shirt off. I have no idea. No, that's your thing. That's a 20s millennial thing, you know what I'm saying? You know, hey, all these people here, let me show you something, and next thing I know, somebody's waving a shirt around with the washboards. I mean, you know, washboards I'm kind of jealous of, being an old football player, but nah, mostly just drunk kids or something about girls crying. I have no idea why girls cry.
Maybe it's because the guys took their shirts off.
Right. So it could be even Uber full of nice young ladies coming in, and I say, oh, they nice and stuff, and then 2 hours later, somebody's on the floor, and they're all looking like raccoons from the eyes and stuff. So other than that, there ain't nothing really crazy down here. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Nice night.
All right, y'all too.
Thanks.
What's the craziest thing you've seen at American?
There's this fight. There used to be a bagel shop over there, Megabytes. There was a rat running wild. There was a video. Students were recording this video. It was crazy. Megabytes blamed the school for not keeping it sanitary. The school blamed Megabytes for not keeping it sanitary. It was nuts. It's actually kind of both their responsibilities, but there was a rat running loose in my favorite bagel shop.
Yeah.
Holy shit, I had nightmares. But I got a nightmare where I had my favorite bagel in front of me and then a rat popped out.
Oh my
It was
god.
black. I woke up in a cold sweat. I was like, you know that wake up from a nightmare scream, like, "Ugh." That was my worst experience.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
All right, and I hope you guys enjoyed that On the Streets of DC and American segment. And now to get back to the interview. Would you describe this place as a party school, or would you
No.
describe it? What would you best describe it as? Academics, party, like what is the main priority?
Well, I feel like it is very academically like heavy.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are here for like intense stuff like international service and political science and like communications, which this school is like really good for.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of people here that are like very wealthy and that kind of stuff, which I don't really know because like it's not something I like bring up with people. Like I'm not the kind of person that just starts talking about money or whatever.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, a lot of people are like, let's just Uber like here.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Everything and like
Yeah, it's like, whoa, slow
it's
down.
like, okay, wait a minute. And a lot of people do go out like
Yeah.
on like Tuesdays. And people go to like Georgetown to go out to eat or whatever.
Yeah.
Not like everyone, but a lot of people do. And
Like
it's-
often go out to
yeah.
eat. Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's like a party school.
Yeah.
But like people do party.
Gotcha. So like it's easy
But it's
to
like
find.
it's like the kind of
easy-
thing where
yeah.
like people will be like, I just like what's it called, that app that you can like order wine or whatever.
Oh.
It's like,
Yeah, I know what you're
they're just
talking
like,
about.
I just got my
yeah.
rosé delivered. I'm like, oh, okay.
People do that here, they're
Literally,
like,
my friend's sweet mate
Yeah.
just like ordered rosé on this app with her fake and like picked it up or something. I'm like, okay.
What? Dang, interesting. So here, the party, you don't go to it. It comes to you if you have the money.
I guess so. You could unpack a lot of stuff to do with like American and diversity and all
Yeah.
that. Like,
It's a big thing. Like,
people say it's like a brochure school.
huh.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
they're like, oh, we have so much diversity. We have like great resources, blah, 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 whatever. So you think your money is like going to be used really well.
Yeah.
But then you're like, wait a minute. Like, why haven't they renovated this area if they renovated the other dorms?
Yeah.
Why do some of the buildings look super, like, really, really nice, and some of them are like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And, like, I don't know. It just feels like this money that you're giving should be going more
To more stuff.
like, things that would be visible to us.
Yes.
You know? And also, they say there's a lot of diversity, but, like,
There's not. Yeah.
not as apparent as you'd want it to be.
Yeah.
Like, there are still a lot of, like rich white kids that go here.
Yeah.
I don't know, like,
Would you say that,
Yeah.
like, I'm just curious about, you're saying, like, all this money that goes into it.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, is the highlight of school here, though, DC, just DC in general? Or, like, what is your favorite pastime? Like, what's the best place to go?
For
best
me?
place to be, yeah.
why I came here is probably very different from why a lot of people came here.
So, why'd you come here?
Because I already knew the school, and, like, my mom went here, and,
Oh,
like,
okay.
I had done programs here before.
Gotcha.
And, like, I knew some of the stuff that they did with theater, and, like, I know they have good resources for film, which I might want to
Oh, nice.
kind of
Yeah.
get
Gang,
into.
gang.
I don't know. But yeah.
It's chill. It's chill.
Yeah, but a lot of people come here because of the international service, public stuff.
Yeah.
I can't. School of Public Affairs.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
Communications. The business school is pretty well known, and they have access to the internships on like Capitol Hill. So they call them Hillternships.
Oh, gotcha.
So people come here for that a lot of the times.
Okay, that makes sense.
Like the proximity, especially for like the poli-sci people. Like
So
the proximity
really
is really.
It really
important.
does. It's connected to DC, to the political,
Yeah.
like to the government and stuff in DC. That is interesting. That is.
I mean,
like,
even the arts stuff is too,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the theater kids will do internships with like the theaters around DC,
yeah.
which hopefully I can do. I don't know. We'll see. But it's like it really depends on, I think, what people are studying of why they came here. Though I have talked to a lot of people and they're like, I don't really know why I'm here. Or like, I don't really know if I want to stay here.
Yeah.
Which is like interesting because for the people that I know that have said that, it's
Yeah.
the people that aren't doing the like poli-sci or communications or
Interesting.
international service.
Yeah.
Because like, that's really what this school is known for.
Mm-hmm.
And then people will come here and be like, I don't like these people. They're
Yeah.
always talking about politics or they're always talking about stuff that I don't relate to.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, like, what is your favorite like pastime to do here? Like, what is your favorite thing?
I like just chilling with my friends. Like,
Yeah.
I'm the kind of person that doesn't need to, like, some people need to go out all the time.
Yeah.
Or they, like, need to get dressed up and they need to go into the city and they need to go to Georgetown or whatever.
And
like,
there are the groups that do that as well.
yeah, people do that. And, like, whatever. If you have the resources, go ahead. Like,
if you got $50 for Uber each time.
Like, literally,
yeah.
I can't be doing that.
Gotcha.
I'm fine with just, like, hanging out with people. Like,
Yeah.
walking around the campus at night when it doesn't smell like shit is nice. It's nice. It is. Especially at night.
You know that shit's going somewhere good. Like, that's what I'm saying.
I don't know. It's just, it's like, ugh. I mean, I've met a lot of people that I like through
Yeah.
doing theater. So, like, I'm lucky, I think, in that sense, because
Yeah.
a lot of my friends, like, who aren't in that
Mm-hmm.
group are like, I don't really know people, or, like, I don't know how to find people that I'm, like,
Yeah.
gonna be close with or something.
Is that the best way, do you think, joining like a club to find a good group?
I would think so.
Yeah.
Partially because, like, yeah, there are floors that are all really, like, close.
Yeah.
But if you aren't the kind of person that can stand, like, political, all this stuff, like, in your face, whatever, people always talking about, like, whatever they think they know, like, then you got to find other ways to find people like, that are similar to you. You know, and
I
think it's like so weird because I've talked about this with a lot of people. Like, you have to think about your own perspective, and like, I thought about like how I have theater, and how that's like very different from other people, and how they meet people.
Yeah, but theater that has been good. Like the theater group has been good.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, so you're saying that like they're like the clubs are a way to meet people. Are there like events, like good events?
There's like, sports. There are sports.
Oh yeah. Nice.
It's not like a lot. Like, there's no football team.
Yeah.
The joke is that we're undefeated because
same.
When there was a football team.
Same joke.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait.
But we never had a football team.
Oh, okay. We did have one. I think before some war. I don't even remember which one.
Oh, war. Wow.
Yeah, and then
it's been a while.
They had it. They were against like one other school I think in the area.
Yeah.
Won. And then all the dudes got shipped off to the war.
Oh, damn.
Literally.
Don't spit your tea out again.
Literally. And then they never made a team, so we're undefeated.
Oh my god, that's so sad.
Yeah, it's terrible.
That's pretty dark history. Dan, this really
Well,
is American University. We went out to like World War II or something. Like.
Yeah, no, it was like, it's a lot.
So was there like a lot of military kids or like politicians kids who go here?
Well, I don't really know because I don't know anyone, but I know there's there are a lot of international kids, but I don't know if they're like specifically diplomats or what the situation is.
Yeah.
Some people are really mean in stereotypes, which is annoying. There's like a meme page on Facebook or something.
Yeah.
Which is normally fine. It's just like, oh, like this school, haha, or like one cat, whatever. But like I've seen some things on there where they're like talking about specific like people from different countries and like stereotyping them, and I'm like,
and this is for American University?
Yeah.
Or is it just a random Facebook page? Or
it's like a AU memes, whatever.
Oh dang,
something like that. Because like there are actually
you wouldn't
a lot
expect
of
that in like DC.
I know.
Yeah.
No, there's like I said, like they're like we're really diverse, but like I don't know, it's there are like student groups of like Asian American Student Union, Black Student Union, things like that. There's a South Asian one that I'm in.
Oh, nice. Gang.
Yeah. gang, really?
No, I didn't mean like with me. I just meant like squad up.
Yeah. Which is good.
I'm not South Asian.
Yeah,
Disclaimer.
he is not. Yeah, it's like fine. I don't feel attacked or whatever.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But for other people that maybe race is more of a thing that they've had to address
like
more in their life.
This
like
school.
Yeah, like
that's so interesting.
Because I'm never really like no one's ever really given me shit about being mixed or being part Indian or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But like I don't know, maybe like a black student might feel a little bit more maybe profiled or uncomfortable. Because I mean they and I appreciate this a lot. They really emphasize learning about microaggressions in a lot of the classes.
Oh, that is cool.
Yeah, like in my I'm taking like a multicultural health class, which we talked about it because it was like part of our curriculum. But then we also talked about it in this class we have to take, all freshmen have to take.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, like I'm glad they're talking about these microaggressions because like
that bitch just gave me some.
Literally. No, like it's like you know, I appreciate like a lot of the stuff that they do, like addressing like that sort of thing. Mm-hmm. It's just sometimes how they execute it that's kind of weird.
It's just like they don't really know how exactly to.
It's like you see this like really really fucking rich woman who's the president of the school. Yeah. And like there's like a house on campus. I don't know if you saw it. You walked by it. It's up on the hill. Like you walk across the street from Katzen and it's like up on the hill on the right. It's like a mansion, and that's technically her house, but she doesn't live there.
What?
Yeah. It's like
It's just like dedicated to her?
Yeah, it's like the president's house.
What the fuck?
It's weird. Yeah.
Of course it's in DC.
She makes so much money, and like it's awkward. Like I don't know. It's so
That is weird.
It's weird to like
See her doing her garden in the morning. She doesn't even live in it. She doesn't even live in it. That
no,
makes
she
it
like
worse.
lives partly in that mansion or partly in her other mansion.
Oh my
it's
goodness.
like but I don't know. Like they do address a lot of things.
Yeah.
I feel like people, I hope, aren't afraid to express themselves, be
Yeah.
themselves. I mean, there was a protest on campus like a couple weeks ago because of this thing that happened, and like people, I think,
Does that happen a lot on this campus?
no, I mean, there are people that will go into DC to protest,
Gotcha, yeah.
but not normally on campus.
Yeah.
But you know, like people feel like they can organize and express themselves. I think, at least from what I've seen and from what I've talked to people. I mean, you see people just do wearing whatever they want. Like, you know, it's like,
Yeah.
I feel like people aren't scared, if that's the right word. Like, you might go to a southern school and people are like, well, I gotta
Yeah,
be
that's
this
what I
way,
was gonna say.
you know?
My friend went down to Florida and he was like so shook that he had to deal with things that he never had to deal with up here.
Yeah, it's so weird.
Yeah, so I was surprised to hear that you said that was kind of somewhat here. Like it's like somewhat of a thing.
Yeah. Do you want a crazy story?
Yeah.
Okay. Not really that crazy, but it's kind of funny. So, well, whatever. Okay, my roommate and I were just chilling, having a good time, you know? It's like late, maybe like 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Okay, we had both gone into the bathroom for some reason,
Yeah.
and we noticed that there's a girl, like, in there, like, sitting in the stall. And we're like, okay, whatever. And then we hear, like, snoring, and we're like, oh, shit, like, she's asleep on the toilet. Oh, my God. What do we do?
That's how Elvis died.
So we were like, okay, we'll make loud noises to wake her up. It's
Oh
fine.
my God, seriously?
So like, I kicked the trash can a couple times,
Oh my
nothing.
God.
We like slammed the door, nothing. Knocked on the thing, nothing. We're like, okay, well, she has to wake up at some point. So I end up like taking a shower or whatever.
Yeah.
I come out of the shower. I just didn't look over there. I like went back in, whatever. Another like time passes. Go in to brush my teeth, and she's on the floor. And we're like, oh my God. Like it was just me when I went in there.
Oh my
and I'm
gosh.
like, I go in and I'm like, I brush my teeth, and I'm like, I gotta brush my teeth. I was like, should I be running? I don't know.
You're like slowly looking at her body in the mirror while you're brushing your
I
teeth.
brushed my teeth, and then I like went back to my room, and I'm like, Amanda, this girl's on the ground. And Amanda's like, what? She's on the ground? So we're freaking out because like we were chilling earlier.
Yeah.
So we're like,
Yeah.
So we're like, okay, you know what? Let's just go to the RA. Just, you know, be good Samaritans, not
Yeah.
leave her on the ground. She's breathing. We can hear her snoring. It's fine. So we like go and we're like, we knock, nothing.
Damn.
And I'm like, I don't
The
want
one
to deal with
time.
this right
Yeah,
now.
the one
So then we like go down to the front desk in
Yeah.
our pajamas, and we're like, there's a girl like on the ground, like
We got a sleeper on aisle 4.
like she's just on the bathroom floor. Don't know what to do. And the RA down there is like, okay, so I'm just gonna call the RA on duty, and we're like, great.
Yeah.
Can we get? And they're like, okay. She's like, you can go. It's fine.
Yeah.
And so because we're right across from the bathroom, we're like,
Oh yeah.
we're gonna hear everything. So like, my RA that we knocked on the door and she didn't come out comes out with the other RA that was called there, and they go in there and they're like, she's asleep, and then like we can hear them talking. They're like, what do we do? Like she's not waking up. So then they like finally got her awake.
Yeah.
But this one RA, not mine, but the other one,
Yeah.
was being so weirdly like aggressive with her.
What?
She was like, you need to get up. Can you get up? Like you need to sit up right now. And the girl's like, and I'm like, what is happening? This RA's like, no, if you need to throw up, you need to do it in the toilet. You can't do it. No, get up. And like the whole time my roommate and I are
She's
just
like not even helping her. She's just standing there like
literally,
no.
she's like,
no,
I'm
pointing,
pretty sure,
pointing.
No, I'm pretty sure she wasn't even in the bathroom. She's like holding the bathroom door open, being like, get up.
It sounds like they really just don't care about you and Amanda's sleeping.
I mean, I get it. It was like really late. But like we're at the door, like what's happening?
Yeah.
And the like RA comes out and's like talking to my RA, and they're like, this girl is like being annoying. Like she's not getting up. Like she's like sitting, but like I think she's gonna throw up and like blah blah blah. And like we're like, okay, well, why aren't they dealing with this?
Yeah.
And finally like the girl is like up and whatever, and like they're like, do you need to go? You need to go to sleep. Like you can't sleep in there. You can't sleep in there. Like and being weirdly aggressive and everything.
Yeah.
Finally, when it's all situated, the girl's gone or whatever.
Yeah.
2 RAs are still talking in the hallway right across from my like door. Yeah. And we're like taking turns like looking at the people at them. Yeah. And then my RA like looks at our people and we were like fuck. And then like I literally like
wait, can they see you backwards?
Oh no. But my roommate like jumps in bed and I like run across the room and I like get in bed and I'm like just in case like they try to look or whatever, like turn like the lights off, everything.
Really, yeah.
And we were like freaking out for like 2 minutes, and then like we looked out and then like we're still talking there, but like I don't think we didn't hear them say anything like they're listening to us or whatever.
I know that sounds like something that would be like, are they listening?
It was like it was so. I think they like heard one of us like breathe or something and like knew we were at the door, but it was so like stressful because like she literally looks into the people and we're like, oh my god, fuck, like run. It was a lot, but it was like. Yeah.
Dang, wow. That was great. That's a great story.
Thank you.
Have you ever seen that girl that passed out yet?
The one on the floor, I don't even know who it was. Because, like, I didn't see her face.
Oh, dang. She's a mystery.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for joining us, Sienna.
Of course.
If that was all the stories, those are wonderful stories.
I mean...
You feel satisfied with getting all the tea out?
I think so. Yes. Yeah, I think I said a lot.
All right. Yes, it was great. Thank you for joining us.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, let's clink one more time.
And providing the tea.
Of course.
Yay.
Woo, let's take one more sip. And once again, that was Sienna. I hope you guys enjoyed that interview. Next up.
For the next interview, we talked to 3 of her friends, Abe, Joe, and Val. And we talked to them about how involved the students at American are and how they often speak up and protest when they feel that the school is treating them unjustly. And about halfway through this interview, a grouping of 6 more people walked in, and we kind of got like a man on the street segment of the whole entire room. We went around asking all of them a question. So
for the first segment, we sort of got a man on the street at DC and American, and for this one, we sort of got a man in the room. So
I hope you enjoy this next interview.
Yes. Sure. Well, let's start by saying, first of all, thank you guys for coming on the podcast.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Thanks for having us.
And welcome. Yes, this is the first time that we've interviewed 3 people at once, as I was saying. So this is going to be a learning experience, but I'm excited. So yeah, can you all...
It's going to be a shit show.
It's going to be great. All right, can you all introduce yourselves?
Yeah, my name is Abe Diwan. I am a senior who goes to American University.
All right.
Hello, I'm Joseph. I'm a sophomore, and I go to American University.
Yes.
I'm Val. I'm a junior, and I go to American.
What would you say the best way to meet people is at American? Is it like through
clubs?
Clubs is?
Clubs.
Okay.
Clubs.
Yeah. I think it's a bunch, like, especially if you're a freshman, I'd say, like, just, like, Eagle Summit and, like, Welcome Week are good opportunities.
What's Eagle Summit?
I'm friends with no one in Eagle Summit.
Eagle
Summit's, like, sort of like your the orientation program.
Gotcha.
It's, like, okay. She's right. You don't end up staying with a lot of those friends, but it's a good way to kind of get your foot in the water and like get good at just getting the feeling the vibe out. Yeah, and then from there it's just I think through classes and stuff it just happens naturally.
I would say also, especially with in your freshman year, meeting the people on your floor is a great way of meeting people. It becomes harder to get acquainted with people later on since they've already got their own friend groups. But in freshman year at least, that's a great opportunity to meet new people since they're all new as well.
Yeah.
Well, also, I think that, like, well, really any point, like, if you're a freshman, sophomore, junior, if you join a club, like, you can make some friends pretty quickly. Like, the thing about, like, meeting with people on your floor, like, by the time you're a sophomore, everyone have already chosen their roommates, so they don't really go out into the lounge and just chill there anymore because they have their friends as their roommates. I'm not going to chill in the lounge when their friends is right there in the living room.
I actually would, because I had a different experience with that. My freshman year, that was something I actually liked a lot, was a lot of the people on my floor and like various floors like I hung out with and stuff, like everyone just like like doors were always open, people came into the lounge, like beginning of college everyone I think wants to make friends. So it's like it like because like I think once like it's because everyone's kind of has that mindset of like we don't know anyone here. We need to make friends. Fuck. What the fuck?
There's much more.
Yeah,
of
it's
an
like everyone's a lot more
opportunity.
inviting.
That's the idea. That's the ideal. That's the vibe, I guess, I had in freshman year. But by sophomore year, at least for me,
yeah,
but that's what I'm saying. By
100%,
sophomore
100%.
year, it's harder to do that floor lounge thing. So joining organizations, joining clubs, it's a great way because like everyone is in that same idea of like gotta make friends.
Yeah, I remember like my freshman year, like I used like this was a thing I do like on my way to class. If like I was walking with someone, like I just like strike up a conversation because like I was trying to make friends. Now like if I'm a senior and like some freshman comes up to me like trying to talk to me, like who the
Oh, you're so full of shit.
Puny little wonk. What are you doing here talking to me?
I bet you're so full of shit. The vast majority of your friends are freshmen. Don't
Yeah,
act like
no. Who do you hang out? Who are your senior friends?
Yeah.
Name them. Name 5 seniors.
Name one.
I thought we were talking about American University, not me.
But speaking of meeting people freshman year, did any of you get lucky with roommates?
No.
For a time.
I'm still on semi-speaking terms with mine.
Actually,
I will say I know people who like it has worked out for.
Yeah.
Like I know people who are like still roommates with their freshman year roommates. But like when it comes down to it, so much of it is like you're either doing it completely randomly or you're doing it based off of 2 weeks of Facebook interactions, like 3 months beforehand, which is like
Actually-
not a good indication of how well you're gonna actually get along during the semester.
Actually, let me change my answer. Actually had a good freshman year roommate experience. My roommate was someone I actually had a mutual friend with back in Houston, and
Oh, you're from Houston?
yeah. Hello. You're from Houston. Yeah. Oh my God, Texas. And no, like I enjoyed living with her. Like I still talk to her. Like we like talk, on and off. It was just like I was in Casella at the time, so that means it was a 2 doubles connected by a bathroom. So I technically had suite mates along, and that was kind of like a thing.
Gotcha.
I've had 2 roommates, and right now I'm in the best rooming situation of my entire college
mean a
experience, which
single?
is that I'm in a single.
Yeah.
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 So no horror stories?
Oh. And this is why we added roommates to the board.
My lord. Hey Joe, you want to take over this one?
I guess I have to. All right, setting the stage. Last fall, my freshman year, first semester. So it's around 10 o'clock. I'm heading back to my room. I scan into my room, and my roommate, who was a man, was sitting on the floor with 2 girls from our floor with a tray in front of them with cheese and deli meats and a bottle of wine.
All right.
And I look at him and I say, "Hey, what's going on?" And he says, "Oh, hey man, we're having wine and cheese night." And he asks me if I wouldn't mind leaving the room for a little while. So, me being the considerate and
I just love that he had a tray in front of him.
he had a wooden tray with
man is
deli
not
meats, cheeses, and a butter knife. Like I think there was
The
some
butter
crackers.
knife is what-
There were crackers.
Was it a plastic butter knife or was it silver?
I think it was silver.
Oh, and this man like
He was pulling out all the stops.
Okay.
They had a bottle of red wine. They had.
He was ready.
He had. What can I say? It was wine and cheese night. I don't know what you want from me. He's. It's a
man of culture.
He's got to do what he's got to do.
He's in college now. He's a man.
He's a man of culture.
Yes.
An icon. Anyways.
His mommy
So-
told me he's a man, so he has to.
Shut up. So, me being the kind and considerate roommate that I was, gave him space. He asked if he could have the room until around midnight, which, fine, I'll go and chill in the lounge. I had friends who were there at the time. I think they were playing Switch, so I went and joined, and we played some Smash Brothers, whatever.
Yeah, well, he was smashing.
All right, you're done. So, midnight, I send him a text. I'm like, is it cool if I come back? Nada. I figure, okay, maybe he's just not looking at his phone. So I give a little time.
Oh no.
12:30ish. I'm getting a little weird.
This
So-
reminds me of the time I didn't knock on the bathroom door. Yeah, it happens.
Unfortunate, but the story isn't about you. So.
You're right. Go ahead.
Anyways, around 12:30, I send another text. I'm like, can I come back to the room now? I'd like to go to sleep. Nothing. So I start heading my way back down toward the room. And in the hall is one of my friends who lived across the hall from me. And she looks at me, she says, "Are you going to the room?" I say yes. She says, "Don't." So, of course, it's a clear sign that trouble's going on. So I head back to the lounge. I'm chilling. It's around 1:30 now, which, I don't know if you know this, is after 12.
Yes.
You're
According
in
to my
AMs.
calculations.
I send him another text. Nothing. Around 2:15, he finally replies to me, and he says, "Hey man, I'm sorry, things got a little out of hand." You can come back to the room now.
Oh no.
So I make my way back. He's just sitting there.
With the tray?
The tray? Where is the tray, Joe?
The tray was not present, nor was the bottle of wine, nor were the two girls.
Did you did they
my
take
God.
the tray?
I don't know.
Listen.
I didn't question
That
it.
was horrible.
Listen, at the time, the tray was the least of my priorities.
I think that should be your first priority.
Wondering where the tray is?
What
Yeah.
happened with the tray?
Dude, I have such respect for this guy.
Yeah,
How the fuck do you get a threesome your freshman year of college?
Honestly, listen, power move.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, so
Wine,
cheese,
Silver
kicking-
butter knife.
kicking
so what
your
you're
freshman
saying
out.
is the
Kicking
same
your,
way to get a threesome is the
roommate
same
out.
way to attract rats? Just
Yeah.
like, put a bunch of cheese out and hope for the
Speaking
best.
of rats,
Abe, is
Yeah,
this why
isn't-
you only attract rodents and not actual women?
Yeah, we heard about this rat. What happened to you and
The
rat?
wonk
Yeah,
rat.
so,
Once upon a time, there was a little bagel shop named Megabytes.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Megabytes.
I mean, the story goes back before Megabytes, though.
True, but the Wonka that most people are.
Because my freshman year,
Stop mansplaining.
so my freshman year, this like a very recurring problem in our dorms was the wonk rat.
Yeah.
Basically, like
Wait. Let me guess. So we heard that the wonk cat is just like this.
It's an old cat.
that the school
just
kind of
so
adopted.
my-
It's the
tuxedo
same as
cat
the
that
wonk
shows.
rat.
It's
so
an-
the wonk rat, we didn't adopt it. It came here by force.
Yes.
And I'm pretty sure it's multiple rats that ran around our
It's a
freshman year.
wonk
dorm.
rat.
gotcha.
The Wonk rat adopted
Yeah.
It's like
AU.
how Shakespeare might have not written all of his shows or something.
Exactly. The wonk rat is Christopher Marlowe. But yeah, so like freshman year, like there was basically this whole thing with these like 4 or 5, like we'd always see like 3 or 4 rats fucking running around our dorms
Yeah.
all the fucking time, and it was like turning into a serious problem.
Yeah.
And basically what happened, and I think they tried to call exterminators in, it didn't work. I guess it like mutated to like avoid all the traps or some shit like that.
That's like a
so-
wild old man telling stories of the war.
Yeah, so finally, so my sophomore year, her freshman year, there's this place on campus, this food place called Megabytes that existed until sophomore year for precisely the reasons.
It existed until sophomore year, first semester. It had the best bagels. It had the only place on campus where you can get tapioca along with your smoothies. So it was really, really nice when you like have a need for that. And there was a few videos that came out on our meme page that had videos of a rat diving a 3-point turn into the lettuce box.
I like how you remember the 3-point turn.
I was a diver in high school, so
Wait, who filmed that?
just a random student, like
students.
outside of their shop, was filming this, and then another video came out where it came out of the tomatoes.
Oh my god. It went into the lettuce and came out of the tomato.
You know, it took a journey, but so a lot of people, so like it came viral. Like a lot of people were like, "Oh my god, wonk rat! Like holy shit! Like wonk rat's now like owning the Megabytes cafe," and then
It's a hostile takeover. Eminent domain.
Then they closed Megabytes
That makes sense.
for a
no.
indeterminate amount
Yeah,
of time.
they didn't
That-
close. They were trying to renovate and bring it up to specs with the health code of AU.
That being
But they never
said,
reopened.
yeah.
I don't
That
think-
being said,
It is still closed.
the
Val,
guy who
it's a podcast. They can't
owns-
see your air quotes.
The guy who owns Megabytes ended up suing the school because this is also like a larger problem with AU in that until even now it's pretty bad, but like they don't treat their workers well at all. Like the first 3 years I was here until this year, they used this provider called Airmark, who like when I say that like there were protests all the fucking time.
Did we hear about that from one of the
About the wonk rat, yeah.
No,
Yeah, for the man on the
Airmark.
street?
I've had a personal
But-
encounter with Wonk
so,
Rat, and it scarred me.
So yeah, it's like they had protests all like about like workers being treated poorly. This one lady got like fired for because she like wanted to like take a break or some shit like that. Like it was really, really shitty conditions. And so the reason why the owner of Megabytes sued AU, from what I recall, is that essentially because that place wasn't actually owned by Aramark, it was independently owned.
Yeah.
So they didn't. So apparently,
It's like one of the few.
The reason why it was sued was that because they didn't like the reason he gave was that AU didn't like the fact that he was independently owned, not with Aramark. So they used all the wonk rat stuff as an excuse to shut down that restaurant, and they never opened it. It's still not open to this day.
Also, it's also important to note that the wonk rat situation, like the owner had contacted AU about it previously, and like people have come to air bunnies to fix the problem, which clearly didn't happen. So he's using that as evidence as well, as like saying like, I'm trying to help this, but you did not help me because you wanted to close my shop down.
And if I could just add on to this, Megabytes wasn't the only store owned by this particular owner. There was also the American Cafe,
which is now closed as well.
In Kerwin Hall, which closed not at the same time as Megabytes. It closed at the end of last semester, and when we all came back this semester, it was completely changed into some random smoothie shop, which is apparently owned by some big corporation that's being based on campus. So AU is intentionally chasing away small businesses and business owners in place of corporations and the food providers.
I wouldn't say intentionally, because we have no proof of that.
Yeah,
well, they got rid of it. It's the same owner, and they had no reason to get rid of it.
So, and this is actually weirdly enough, good transition to the other dining situation in the school.
Oh, TDR.
It's that. So again, 3 years. Place called this provider called Airmark provide all the food.
Yeah.
Dude, our dining fucking sucked.
It still sucks.
We had so the place we all eat food is called TDR, Terrence Dining Hall.
Terrence?
Yeah, it's some guy who donated money to the school.
Terrace.
There's a running trend of random buildings being named after guys who donated money to the school. Also, not gonna lie, I wouldn't be surprised if the people who donated money wanted kids who wanted to come in.
Oh my god!
That's my name. That's my name on the building.
Yeah, it's like, I'll give you this building. Just like let Johnny in real quick.
Let's be real.
He's on the rowing team.
Let's be real. Who wouldn't want
to? He's on our D1 basketball team that hasn't won a game in like a long time.
Who wouldn't want to live in Burwell Hall? Come on.
Yeah, well, that's great. Yeah. Okay. At this moment in the interview, enter 6 people into the room, and that's when we decided we should hear what they have to say about American. So let's get into it. How about really quick? We get a segment in where we just ask everyone.
Oh no.
Just quickly, I want to hear a 1-sentence summary of just the wackest shit that you've seen in like 1 sentence. And just so we can get just like a bunch of people, boom.
Like the whole entire room.
Yeah, the whole room.
I saw a student go up to the wonk cat and for about 5 minutes stare deeply into the wonk cat's eyes.
Wow.
I'm sitting in microeconomics with Daniel Lynn. If you know, you know.
Okay.
And I'm just sitting there minding my own business. And then, like, 2 rows in front of me, I see a guy working on a Spotify playlist. And I look. And the playlist is called The Lusty Vibrations.
Wow.
Good.
Wow.
An elevator in Cassell opened up, and there was a giant purple dildo just stuck on it, looking at all of us while it wobbles.
Several times I have gone into the McDowell bathroom and the ceiling has just been caved in, full on the floor ceiling tiles.
More than once?
Oh, yeah. More than once.
Wow, okay.
Nice. So I walked into my friend's room in Cassell, and from the windows in the common room in Cassell, you can see right into McDowell. 2 men together.
Jamming?
Jamming! Just hanging!
It's like these two guys, and they just come up to us and they're like, hey, can I get a hug? And I was like, no. And then my friend hugs him, and I'm like, you're gonna get murdered, and it's fine, but it was like, it's a Tuesday.
All right, thank you to everyone who shared their stories for that segment. And from here on out for the interview, a few of those guys stayed in the room. So if you occasionally hear another voice, it's probably one of them also talking. So at this point, it is mostly Val, Abe, and Joe, but along with some friends. So here it is.
One of the biggest things we hadn't even talked about AU is like, the school is political as fuck. Like
we are the 5th most politically active.
Yeah.
Did you guys
know that the AU meme Facebook group?
Oh my god,
exists?
Yeah, it's a giant meme that we're like one of the most politically active schools on.
Yeah.
But I was here for the 2016 election.
Oh, I'm worried for next year.
And I remember the night before election, the election, everyone was excited and all that stuff. When Trump won, for the next 3 days, I'm not joking, the entire school felt like it was in collective mourning. Teachers canceled classes. There were classes where I went to where we just spent all classes being like, guys, here's how you can emotionally get through this trying time.
Sigh.
Everyone wear black.
It's a result of the fact that you're a politically it's a school where like the two biggest majors are international service and political science, and you're in DC. So what you have is a bunch of people who think that they're like a lot smarter than they actually are, like, and all think that they're like the next governor or the president.
Everyone has a plan for world hunger. Everyone has a plan for world hunger.
Yeah, like just
all projects are on that.
Yeah, just going around like throwing their weight, like being like, oh yeah, like I'm the president of AU, like I'm the president of student government.
Every single AU student, with no exceptions, thinks they're gonna own a Tesla later in life. Like
some of them do. We laugh and joke, but really, like AU is a very, very politically active campus, and that kind of leads into like the wonk culture of AU, which is the wonk culture. The wonk.
Should we define wonk?
Yes, I was going to do that. Yeah. God, Joe. So wonk, is a campaign that AU did a few years ago that was basically saying, oh, AU students know their stuff forwards and backwards, and the word no backwards is wonk.
Wonk.
So yes. So
gotcha.
So AU students, we are the wonky students because we know our shit, folks.
Should we talk about
the report that came out today?
Oh, about the AU thing, about
Title IX.
Yeah,
Title IX.
Yeah.
Should we talk
So
about that?
there was an article that came out, I think a day or two ago, basically saying
Today,
yeah, basically saying that AU. So I mean, like I can go over the definition real quick, but like a Title IX case is essentially like a case that involves sexual assault, and AU out of every university in the country has the most reports into its Title IX office. What that means is that like I think it's like we have like 5 or 6. So 5 open cases of basically people being like, hey, I took this issue to the Title IX office. They like I don't feel happy with the way they did it.
It says AU faces 4th federal investigation into the potential Title IX violations. It is remains under investigation for 3 complaints filed in the past 3 years.
Yeah.
So that's federal investigations into our process.
Yes. Yeah. So like, if I sort of understand correctly, like the process is, if AU in an ideal world, the way AU wants it is if an investigation happened, it's happened by the Title IX office in AU handles it, and it's done internally. Basically, enough people were like, hey, we're not happy with the way you're doing this. Like, we don't feel like our complaints and our grievances were addressed enough, that they took it to, like, the feds, essentially. And, like, again, 5 open federal cases, which...
It's not great.
Yeah. It speaks to a larger... Like, and this is, I think... Like, I know so many people who, like, have had to open Title IX cases and have just not been satisfied with the way the case turned out because because of the idea of, like, frankly speaking, that, like, I think sometimes AU sides with the accuser more than it should, frankly
The
speaking.
accusee?
The person who, or like the person being accused, sorry. Yeah. Person being accused more than they should, frankly speaking.
So you guys, it sounds like a lot of the things you're saying about AU is maybe like it's like the control that they have over the campus is maybe like a little too much, like how they're kicking all these.
Well, we're a private university.
Yeah.
There's a huge level of like, it's almost like apathy that the university feels toward its students. Like they don't care what we really feel like, and they don't care how we feel or what we would like to be changed. They just do what it takes to, continue to profit and, whatever they can like.
When they were going to change our meal plan, there was a campus-wide protest
Right.
last year.
Oh, God,
exactly.
yeah.
Like they do everything they can to take
and
more
then
money
they did
from
it.
us
Being
and
said,
just kind of expect
it is,
take
again,
advantage of us.
This ties back into AU culture. We do really like to protest about everything.
We recently had a protest about the
Student dragged out of a room.
Yeah, about the student
Yep.
who
Yeah.
was dragged out of the room at AUPD.
I think apparently it was like the reason why they did it was because of a mental health check, because like that student was having some sort of mental health issues. Like we don't really know much else besides that, but like, yeah, like there's also been issues with race relations in this school. Like I think freshman year, it was either freshman or sophomore year, we elected our first African American AUSG president. Like student body president. And I think pretty soon after, if I remember correctly, there were like, so she belonged to an all-black fraternity, and there were sorority. Sorry, yeah, and there were nooses outside their
from
house.
what
So,
was considered to be American students, they
No,
think,
I
or like
know-
people
I
in
know
DC,
this-
or what?
I know this
Bananas?
story. So it was
Bananas.
this like neo-Nazi guy who ran like a blog, but he was like.
Did he
pretty
go to
prominent.
American?
No, but he found out about what happened, and as a result, he sort of like told all of his followers to sort of attack her on social media and hang up the nooses. And then there was also bananas that were hung that said like something about like
very
Harambe in
very
it.
racist,
Like,
derogatory
racist
words.
A
things,
lot
but,
of
yeah.
lynching imagery.
But
And
it
then-
was a neo-Nazi
awful.
man that didn't go to AU.
Yeah. I will say one that did go to AU. Again, also my freshman year. This actually happened to one of my friends. She was in African American student in her room. She actually doesn't know who it is to this day. Apparently, like someone like walked past her room and threw like a banana peel, like into the room. Basically,
like when she was going.
She was like in her dorm room, like I think changing. The door was open, like she was just chilling or whatever, and someone just like walked by and like threw a banana peel in there.
Jesus, what did the school do about it?
I think like if I remember correctly, I think like they launched an investigation, but they couldn't find anything, and then just kind of
so
because
fizzled out.
yeah, because we didn't have cameras in the dorm halls, so they can't really go back and see who did it.
Does it feel like they do enough in that sense? Do they like look into it enough? Do they into that stuff, or does it seem like they're?
It's hard to see what else could have been done in that specific instance if someone was like trying to cover their tracks and. You know, they weren't there for very long. But in general, in my opinion at least, I feel the university doesn't do enough to protect its student body from, you know, attacks, which is what these are. All right, regardless of whether they're physical or psychological, these are people attacking students and trying to hit them where it hurts. And the university does not do enough to protect us.
I feel that AU does a lot of things after it happened, not really preventing, not really informing, not really give a care until people make a stink about it.
Yeah, I think like I would.
They do a lot of like oh no, we're doing stuff now after the damage has been done rather than right in the beginning. You know.
Once the media blows it up.
Once the media gets a hold of it, that's when they're gonna be like, oh.
Which is exactly what happened with the girl being dragged out of her apartment with Wonk Rat, where it was all over Twitter, and the university took these steps. Had those like not been posted, had people not called the university out for what they have been doing or not doing, nothing would have changed.
Do you guys use that to your advantage, like blowing stuff up on
absolutely.
social media?
This university is so active on social media to the point where the university has to listen to us.
Yeah.
Where is it mostly, like Facebook or something? Or?
Facebook and
Twitter. I will say, like, the AU has problems. Like that's no doubt about it. But like the students, we all understand and we all know and we strive. That's the thing. No one at AU takes this. Takes this shit.
I joked earlier about like how there's like a protest for everything, but like it like in all honesty, like again, like sometimes if I literally found out tomorrow that there was a protest about protesting, it would be the last. Like I wouldn't be surprised at all. But but in all honesty, like I think the fact that we have that mentality of like, hey, if something happens that pisses us off, like we're gonna fucking do something about it, is like it's really good because like that's how you make change in the fucking world. Like as like a student of color myself, like that's something I've also noticed just over these years is sometimes I think things will be said, people like actions will be done that like are not respectful to us. Like I remember like this was a huge thing in sort of the brown community like last year. Like how like they brought in these dancers that like these like white dancers who were doing like these like elaborate Bollywood dance moves, and it was like we were all upset because like hey, like if you're bringing white people in to do Bollywood, why the fuck can't brown people do the brown shit? Like
consider this.
Like, if you want to do
they
shit,
don't really listen. It's
not.
Like AU prides itself on cultivating this, the political action, and it's like these lessons firsthand in how to, but then it's also showing us that nothing can ever really gets done.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about what American does wrong. Yeah. So I'm curious to know what do they do right? Like I'm
Let me give you one surefire thing that AU does 100% right. UPass.
The metro in DC is so good.
UPass is so that you get on the metro for free.
Yes.
Well,
You
for
pay-
free, it's part of our tuition.
You pay $130 every semester.
So answering your original question, like I think something that AU does right is like, again, like
we aren't active.
We joke about this, but like the fact that we are as politically active as we are, I think it is a really good thing. Like, frankly speaking, like we live in kind of shitty times in terms of like where the country is politically speaking, and it's like nice to be at a school where like people trying to make a difference, whether it's succeeding or not, like is something that's emphasized, and we're in an environment where political activism is is not only like accepted but like actively encouraged. And I think that's something that like a lot of us take for granted, because like I know schools like in that my friends go to that like people aren't remotely as politically active. Like they don't care what's going on, like, you know, with
it's like less easy to make changes.
Exactly. And I think it's the students that go here, but it's still the culture, right? The culture of AU is to be politically active. And I think at the end of the day, that is a plus for the school.
Also,
if you're going to AU, you're going to be going to an environment like you will hear about everything that's fucking going on in politics all the time. You will be bombarded by it, and you will be politically aware because of it. Even if you're not a political science major, if you're like, no matter who you are, you go to the school, you're gonna know about what's going on. And I think that's an inherently good thing about going to school.
Also, like we joke about like, oh, like walks and all this shit, no, forwards and backwards, but like really, like when you're at AU, you know what's going on around in the world, and I think that just helps us even more, especially going out in the real world. And like also with AU, the opportunities for internships here and like job opportunities are enormous. Like we have a website, like we go to like a Handshake where we just go on, like there's like troves of just like all these job opportunities that you could apply to, and like the professors here do want you to succeed. Like I'm a business major, and I have a professor here who's contacting me with an agent on Broadway because, you know, he was an AU alum, and like that's like how. And he had this professor, and like the professor helped him getting on his career path, and he's helping me getting on mine.
There is also one thing, and everyone's gonna make fun of me because I talk about this a lot, that AU does better than almost any other university I've ever been.
Here it comes.
I'm scared.
AU's abroad program. There it is. Yeah, AU's abroad programs in general are absolutely incredible.
Since I'm in the School of Public Affairs, which is very focused around government, I get emails every week from one of the advisors from the program, basically telling me which members of the House and the Senate and committees on Capitol Hill are looking for interns. They are they don't just want us to work off campus and to like work on the Hill. They're literally telling us where to apply, who to send emails to, just everything. They're giving it to us on a silver platter.
Okay, cool. So, you know, it sounds like pros. There's a lot of opportunities if you go to school here. Studying abroad sounds like they help you out. It's easy.
Most of the great things about this school are what happen when you're not on campus.
Interesting. So you get to roam around DC. Is the nightlife? I'm sure the nightlife is DC, right?
Yeah, and well, like not only that, but also like it's almost a ritual now to like go night monumenting at least one semester with your friends, like because the monuments are right there and they're public, and you can just like go off campus, ride the bus with your with your UPass, and then just roam the monuments because no one's gonna be there at 2 a.m. with your buddies.
Do they try to cover up stuff occasionally and like not make sure it doesn't get too big?
We won't let them.
You won't let them, but like would it?
I feel like they would.
If the students,
I feel like they would love it if things would just die out and they wouldn't have to cover it. Like they're not going to actively try to hush it up and like brush under the carpet. But if people aren't talking about something, they're not going to bring it up and they're not going to apologize.
Right.
But if the students call the university out for its BS, then they'll take action.
In the absence of a student body that cares, absolutely. But there's a student body that cares. So
we care a lot.
Thank you guys so much for coming on the podcast.
Thank you for having us.
And I hope you guys enjoyed that interview. Once again, that was Val, Abe, and Joe.
Also, for the people who joined us about halfway through, there was Henry, Michael, James, Rashmi, Maggie, and Sienna, and also there might have been an Evan in there.
There's probably an Evan. I think there was.
We're pretty sure there was. We're not 100% sure. We're really sorry about that.
Yes, but thank you guys so much for listening. Next up, we think we might be doing a gap year episode, so look forward to that. And
and also, we might have a really interesting guest. The one I was talking about last time. He might be in this next one, so
yes, so
watch out for that.
So interesting.
Yes, very interesting.
It's so much tea, and we'll spill it next time.
Oh my god, dude! I can't control myself.
And do you guys want to, I don't know, like sing the jingle with us or something?
Sure.
Okay, you guys start.
Learn how the schools be with Universi-Tea.
Hey, yay! Thank you guys.
Gang, gang.
Yes. All right.
We did a podcast.
Thank you for joining us. Tea time with Kevin and Harry.